The New Jersey Devils are interesting because if you ask their fans and their coach, they are going to make the playoffs. They had 63 points last year. The cutoff in the Metro Division to make the playoffs was 100. So you're talking about a 37-point swing. I want to know what the odds makers say, and then I want to know what you guys think. sportsinteraction.com/SDPN. Jesse?
91.5.
I'm going to hammer the under on that.
Yeah.
I'm going to slap it right in the face.
Sports Interaction is losing it when it comes to the Metro.
All right, Steven. You put your money on it. We'll see where you land in March, April.
Jesse, what are you taking?
Okay.
I don't know.
You're taking the under.
I
Come
gotta think
on.
about it. We'll see.
No.
By the end of this discussion, by the end of this 10 minutes, we'll have something.
Why am I 60 seconds into this segment and I still don't have an answer from you? Nobody wants a fence
At
sitter.
the end of 10 minutes, after we have a conversation about the team, we'll see where we all land.
Okay, well, listen.
Jesse's got a wedgie.
We're
on that
here
fence.
to talk about it like friends and just have a conversation about what we think the team will be.
People would like me to believe, and I've been the one on the show who's been hardest on the Devils because I think they stink. You want to tell me that this team's in for a 40-point improvement? I'm not sold. Listen, I'm open to it, but that would be the story of the year. Injuries to goaltending were huge last year. I'm going to give you that. Vast amount of this team underperformed. You got Vanacek, you got Blackwood. They're both going to be healthy. That's great. I think Hughes could take a huge step forward. If Dougie Hamilton gets back to what Dougie Hamilton was in Carolina, fantastic. That's great. But I'm still not seeing how you beat out Washington, how you beat out Pittsburgh. You're definitely not going to beat Carolina and New York.
Even the Islanders, man.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you had them head-to-head, Islanders jersey right now, in a playoff series for no reason.
In a playoff series, the Islanders win hands down. In a regular season series, we will see. Now, they're fascinating because which player has come up the most? What is the name that we have uttered the most over these season previews?
Hughes?
No.
What do you mean?
Connor Bedard.
Oh.
Yes.
And here's why. So if the Devils are in a playoff spot come like Christmas, then you forget about that name. You don't worry about that name.
Right.
If things go off the rails or it's very obvious, like they're doing better, but they're not going to be in the playoff photo, I have 4 names for you.
Okay.
Jack Hughes, Nico Hischier, Andre Palat, Dawson Mercer. Why did I bring up those 4 names?
Because they're all good.
Yeah, they are. But they're the only 4 forwards the Devils have under contract after this year.
Wow.
Which means they have a lot of expiring deals, which means, like, it's almost a shame that the Devils are poised to take a step forward this year because they could really have a fire sale if they wanted to. And if they wanted to enter the Connor Bedard sweepstakes, they could do it in a big way.
So they might be leaving that door open, you're saying?
They might be leaving that door open, but here's what really screws it up. Vitek Vanacek and Mackenzie Blackwood.
Good goalies.
They used, even if you're rolling your eyes right now and you're like, they're not that good, they used 7 goalies last year.
Oh, listen.
7.
There's no circumstance under which the Devils don't have a better goaltending performance this year. It would have to be, they'd have to use 8 goalies.
Like some of the names, some of the guys who played for them last year, people are, like we talked about John Gillies because he's with another team now. I can't remember. And we rolled our eyes.
He's with Arizona, I think.
Oh, well, there you go.
There's the backup goal.
Yeah, we rolled our eyes. Half of the goalies they had shouldn't have been in the league.
Mackenzie Blackwood, Nico Dawes, John Gillies, Jonathan Bernier, Andrew Hammond, Akira Schmid, and Scott Wedgwood.
Akira Schmid, I believe, was in a game against the Leafs and just got fed to the Wolves. Nico Dawes shouldn't have been there. John Gillies shouldn't have been there. Andrew Hammond shouldn't have been there.
The Hamburglar. Jonathan Bernier is the only one with a save percentage over 900. In fact, he's only one of 3 of them with a save percentage over 890.
So here's
4 of the 7 had save percentages under 890.
So here are my notes, Adam, and they're similar to yours, but more dire. I'll read it word for word. Last year, everything went wrong. Had to use 7 goalies. 1 of those goalies was above 900. Bernier with a 902 in 10 games. Nico Dawes and Mackenzie Blackwood played the same amount of games, leading the Devils with 25 games played. And somehow Dawes had the better save percentage, 893 versus 892. So not only are they going to have better goaltending luck in terms of health, Blackwood is a better goalie than that.
Yes, he is.
100% he's a better goalie than that. Vitek Vanacek is a better goalie than that. I think every year you want to use a maximum of 2 goalies, but you'll settle for 3. And if the Devils do that, I could see. I mean, that's an automatic.
Isn't that that could be 10 points right there?
I was going to say 15, like because they had a number of games last year where the game was over before it began, because they had guys who should not have been anywhere near the league playing for them, and that's not a shot at those guys. It's just like, what do you do? And under no circumstances should you ever be using 7 guys.
Well, and no team survives that.
no, none.
No NHL team is going to survive.
I don't know if the Lightning could.
No, maybe.
Maybe.
I
give Colorado an ECHL goalie, I'll show you a fun time.
I'll tell you what I love about the Devils. The easy
Jersey?
one's Hughes, but I really like the Palat pickup. He was so great in the playoffs last year. He was my favorite player to watch, and he's just a menacing, shitty guy to play against. He's going to get top line minutes here, and he's going to show these guys. Maybe they don't get in the playoffs this year, but I don't see a reason why they can't get in 23-24. Like, they've got an outside shot this year, sure. But I think in 23-24, the Devils will be a much, much better team. And I think that Palat's going to be a huge part of teaching the other players how to win in the playoffs. And my question to you guys, though, is not about Palat. It's about Hughes.
Mm-hmm. Which one? Jack or Luke?
Jack
Quinn?
Hughes. Jack.
No, He's on the other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jack
let's
Hughes.
talk about Vancouver for a second.
Jack Hughes.
Why not?
Jack Hughes. Is he a top 20 player in the NHL this season?
Boy, he's shown flashes, eh?
Couldn't he be?
Shown flashes.
Would you be surprised?
And it's funny. You look at Matt Barzal, who actually the day we're shooting this, he signed his, what is it, $9.15 million deal.
Yep.
Hughes is locked up to less than that. Oh, that deal, even though he's barely played, the games he has played makes it look like he'll be worth that deal the moment he laces up skates this season.
I'm going to tell you this right now. You guys are underrating Jack Hughes. How could you How can you even question if he's a top 20 player? You should say yes.
Show it.
You should say yes without blinking. The guy dislocated his shoulder and then put up 26 goals in 49 games. Sorry,
17 would have been
wow. That would have been
insane.
historic.
56 points in 49 games as a 20-year-old.
Yep.
This is an underrated player, and I think all of those guys you named, Heischer, Severson, Hughes, Palat, you're underrating their talents, and they're going to lead this team to hitting that over on Sports Interaction.
Oh, get out of here.
You know, and Andreas
Stop it,
Janssen,
Jesse.
when he was with the Leafs, there was a story that Justin Bourne told where where Kyle Dubas asked Andreas Janssen, why can't you be Victor Arvidsson? I look at him and I go, why can't you be Andre Palat? It's a little late in his career now, but from the beginning of his career, I thought they had similar skill sets. I'm interested to see the team learn from a guy who's been a monster for as long as Palat has.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I floated the Bedard theory just as a thing that could happen, but I think the Devils and the Blue Jackets fall into this territory of you're already on the way up. It's too late to sell everyone off. You just land where you land. If you contend for a playoff spot, great. If you don't, it is what it is. Hopefully you improve.
If the Devils and the Blue Jackets are in the same kind of low category, you have them there in the same little tier of teams. The Devils have the more high-end talent.
Definitely. Yeah.
So if the Blue Jackets were the 9th seed in the Eastern Conference last year, I don't see why the Devils couldn't be in that 8-9 spot again, or instead of the Blue Jackets. They have all the pieces. Every year we say the Devils are the next team, the surprising team. Oh, they bought this thing in the offseason and they could surprise. This is the year they're finally going to do it.
Okay.
We talked about this a bit with the Atlantic.
Running out of time.
There are going to be points stolen from the top teams in the Metro, not because the teams in the Metro are bad, but because there was an unnatural chasm between the haves and the have-nots last year.
So it won't be as big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Devils are going to steal points.
So where are the Devils going to be?
I still have them 6th. I wish I could put like 5.5, maybe 4.5.
Mm-hmm.
I'll believe it when I see it, and I won't be surprised if I see it.
Jesse.
I have them in 5th place. Watch out for Alexander Holtz. The 7th overall pick from the 2020 draft. If he makes the team, he could be dynamic.
And I have them 5th with a bullet. I think that they are the team that's going to replace Washington when Washington falls off, but it won't be this season.